things I had a tracheotomy, I couldn't speak. I said, God, if they ever take this out of my throat and I can speak, that's why I said I've got to speak after Ken. I said I'll always be speaking, I'm always going to be doing stuff. So really, I mean, I'm here most of the time, and when I do public speaking, to encourage people that you don't have to be in intensive care before you decide that you can do stuff and you can change your life around.
Priscilla, were you going to say something?
Sorry.
I think it's more or less what she said.
Fantastic, thanks. So we're talking about how do I raise my unconscious success limit, right? Right? So sometimes circumstance can push you to raise it, right? But the thing is, like Anita's saying, you don't need circumstance to push you. The question is, how can I push myself then, right? Now, the interesting thing is that actually, you know how to do this already. You know how to raise your unconscious success limit already. We are naturally born with the capacity to do that. Because remember that when you were born into a particular environment. The Bible even talks about I was born in sin and shapen in iniquity. In other words, I was born in a particular state, but my environment then shapes me. So actually, from the time you were born, you've been raising your unconscious success limit. And at best of time, we were actually pushed to raise it because we were forced to go to school. And if you came from African culture, you were not allowed to fail. Otherwise,
that's true. They get beaten.
Right? We had exams at the end of every term. The school report came home, and you were graded. Back in those days, there's 60 of us in the class, and you were graded from number 1 to number 60. And your dad is asking, what number did you come out? So we were pushed to raise the unconscious success limit because there were going to be some consequences to not raising it. This is where the desperation comes in. You had children at the time, right? So you're pushed to. We were talking with Jonathan earlier, and I was saying that in my situation, I also had kids. I've been self-employed for over 19 years. And believe me, children are a good way to, to push you. So Jonathan was saying, maybe I should have some kids. I don't know if that's the right motivation. Hey, you do you, huh? So sometimes we've hit rock bottom, and the only way is up. Right? So actually, we know how to raise our unconscious success limit. It's really sometimes taking a step back and understanding more yourself, how you work as a human beings, how we function as beings, as humans, as our animalistic nature, as it were, and leveraging that. So like Chris was saying, one of the things we're trying to do, why we're shifting to more of having an incubator with the African Business Platform, is to encourage accountability. Right? Because for most of us, we're not accountable to anyone, and that's a big problem. Even the new venture you're starting, I'm sure you've been mulling over it for some time. Now, one of the biggest things that accountability, if you didn't do it tomorrow, nobody was going to come and... You see what I mean? So as much as you can be successful at a particular level, there's always another level, because as humans we become comfortable and we're not accountable to anybody at best of time. So this is what we're trying to create with the business incubator, is to say, hey, right, Emmanuel, last time we came here, we talked about an idea. How far along are you? When I meet you in church, hey, what happened? Come on, what's stopping you now? So this then becomes your group, your accountability group, and this is what we're saying. It's great because we're tapping into so many different great minds here, because we're all coming from different environments, etc., etc. Right? So you already know how to do this, but it's really just optimizing. How long do I have, Greg?
15 more minutes.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up. So we already know how to do this. We already know how to do this. Okay, last thing. Okay, we'll finish on this. Just briefly. When are you running your course?
The 5th of October.
October.
15th and 18th of October. I'll speak more about that.
So
in October, it's running about the schedule is going to be on on our website. So the training time, when, and location is going to be on our website.
So try whatever you do, get on the course. Whatever you do, because that will help you to really now get in depth into some of this stuff. It's very, very important.
I was going to ask a question about the course, because I don't know if it's the same course that I ran before.
It is.
Okay. So my question is this. Would it be possible, because I had a few people who wanted to come on the course, but because of the price of the course, they felt that if they had known previously, they maybe could have paid every month running up to the time.
Yeah, the idea is that those who book could pay something in May, June and July.
Okay.
If they book in the next, if they let me know in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
And so once we've got it finalised and it goes on the website, then they can be
spread out. Yeah. Okay, great.
You can either arrange it privately, direct with Ken, or you can either go on the AB platform umbrella. There's a two-way to it.
Well, would that information be on the platform?
For African Business Platform, for the members, it's going to go on live this week.
But would the information be on the website?
Information, everything, and how to buy it is going to be online from this week.
Okay, thank you.
But if you want to go directly to Ken, you can also go directly to Ken and buy from Eventbrite.
If we're members of AB platform, do we get a discount?
All the information will be on our website as well. All the discounts, the books, because for me,
are you a politician? Is that a yes or a no?
No. We are trying to make. We are trying to make. We are trying to make it. We are trying to make this course available to every African Business Platform members, either they like it or not. So part of their membership fee is already allocated to that.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, but there will be still some variables that they need to add onto because it's quite expensive course and their membership will not be able to. But there's still some variables which they have to pay, maybe when they are here or they pay it online.
Okay.
Yeah. I just really want to, since you're talking about membership, is it something that has been formalized, and what is the criteria for becoming a member of the
to become a member, you just go online and register your membership.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the fee is already there. You can pay monthly or you can pay yearly.
Okay.
Yep.
So one of the critical things, talking about going back to raising the limit, is that don't become a course junkie either.
Yeah.
Because it's also very easy to get stuck in analysis paralysis. And this is why the group is important to hold you accountable. Right? You went for Ken's course. Now, what's your next stage? What are you doing about it? You see what I mean? The courses are very, very important, but if you then don't follow it up with action, right? Again, so gain some leverage on yourself and find somebody who will hold you accountable. Right? To all these teachings, to your session today. All right. People have given so many brilliant ideas, so many things that could really be the changing block in your thing. Are you, come Monday, is it just going to be business as usual? Oh, well, that was a great breakfast. So you need to gain some leverage on yourself by being accountable. Right? Now, the last thing, I think I talked about this last time. I'll just leave you with this. As you think about, at the end of the day, we're in business to make money. Absolutely. Right? Because money is what is financing the bigger vision of what we're trying to do. Right? In terms of being an influence in our societies. Because yes, you can make a lot of money, but it doesn't matter how much money you've made. You can only drive one car at a time. You can have 5 of them, but you can only drive one of them at a time. Right? You can have 5 houses, you can only live in one of them at a time. So you need to have a bigger vision for the money that you're making. So we talk about the wealth equation. So remember this equation as you go into your endeavors with your business. Wealth is equals to value times leverage. If there's one thing that you remember in your business, try to remember this equation in terms of generating money and profit and wealth in your business. So value, what value am I bringing to the marketplace? So you can't compete on price for too long because everything has got a bottom price. Right. So competing on price and trying to be the cheapest is not sustainable long term. You want to compete on value. With him, how much value can I bring to my customer? How can I bring more value to my customer than my competitors and anybody else? So in my business, personally, my prices are higher than everybody else because I bring more value to my customers. Right? So you think about a river then, the question I ask is, what makes a river a river? Right? If a river is dry, there's no water through it, is it still a river? If there's no water in it? Potential river? Anyone else? Is it still a river? There's no water in it. Is it still a river? No? No, under her breath. Right? So what makes this a river, last 5 minutes, what makes this a river is not the water running through it. It's its structure, its makeup, its positioning. The only thing that has changed is that the environment has changed. And for most of us, greatness is within us, but the environment is not right because we haven't placed ourselves in the right environment
Absolutely.
to fulfill our potential.
That makes sense.
Right? As soon as it rains, because of the structure, the water will follow this path. Because the structure is very nature. So for all of us, there's something great in us. Each one of us has come here, we have an idea, and we've had it for years. It's not that, oh, I don't know what to do. We all know what to do. Like I said, I don't have to be a psychic or a prophet to tell you that each one of you have an idea and you know what to do. The problem is that your river is dry. Because your environment is not conducive.
Yeah.
So wealth is like a river then. Wealth being bringing out the very ideas that are inside of you. Right? So money is like water flowing through this river. And for most of us, we don't have enough of it flowing in here to really take us to the next level because we've reached the cap in our jobs. We've reached the cap in our 9 to 5. We might have even reached our unconscious success limit in our own business. And now we're saying, look, I want to change the world. I've done it. Right? I'm comfortable, but now I want to give. I want to take this to the next level. But how do I do this? Because now we need to change the environment. So wealth, the money, this here is like the water running through here. I should have used blue water, isn't it?
Oh, there is
like a stale river, right?
There is a shopping mall in Kent called Blue Water.
Oh yeah. Green water stale. That's not river. So then, your capacity to generate a lot of money or generate wealth or whatever it is to move to your next level will be determined by this equation then. What determines the river's capacity? How could we change the river's capacity to carry more water?
Depth and
You have to dig.
Right?
You dig
Yeah.
because of the water.
Right?
the dimension,
That's one, so there's two. That's one. What's the other one?
the capacity
Yes, how do we increase the capacity?
by
Two
what?
things. One, we've said the depth.
Yeah, then we can
The width.
the width.
The width. Right. Okay. So value is your depth. Leverage is your width of the river. The more value you bring to the marketplace is the deeper your river becomes. So you're increasing your capacity for the amount of money that you make in your business because you're bringing more value to the marketplace. You're bringing more value to the customers. The within. What is in it for me? Have you put yourself in the customer's shoes? What else does the customer need and want? Right? So we increase the depth of our river by bringing more value. Then we say, right, we want to now supercharge this thing a little bit more. Now we increase the width of it, and this is where our leverage comes in. So leverage is saying, how can I do more with less? So if it's a training company, I can only talk to 10 people in one go. Right? That's my value. I'm only talking to 10 people at this time. Right? I can only go so deep. Then we add some leverage, then we turn on the camera, we live stream it. That's your leverage right there.
Absolutely.
Now we're doing more by simply placing a camera in the room, having some Wi-Fi, and streaming it live.
Yeah. Or even doing it over the internet, like
Over the
recording it, putting it on
Right.
people, like a course on itself, isn't it?
That's your leverage right there.
Cool.
So you want to make more money in your business? Think about this equation. How can I add more value, and how can I leverage that value? I'm done. Any more questions?
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
What time?
Just